Perfect. So as we go through this morning, as we go through the training, please interrupt me with any questions. You can either unmute yourself or ask in the chat box. I want to make sure that you feel much more comfortable about setting up your agent website and figuring out how you can best leverage that for your business. So here I am, my command home screen. Before we do anything with setting up our agent website, we need to go into our marketing profile. And we've talked about our marketing profile a couple of times throughout the Take Command classes. And that's because the marketing profile is kind of that central hub of information about you as an agent that will then get pulled into different aspects of the command system, the agent website being one of them. So to do that, I'm going to click up here on my name in the top right-hand corner. I'm going to go to settings. Give this a second to load. There we go, slowly but surely. And then I'm going to click on Connect Settings and then Marketing Profile. Now this is where we're going to go and fill in all the information, but one thing you have to do is up here in the top right-hand corner, we need to click this toggle right here. It says use my information to brand my agent site. That is what it's going to give command permission to use all of the information that you have here in your marketing profile across your agent website. And it's important because some of these pieces of information are required by some of the widgets on your website, as well as ensure GREC compliance. So you can be fined thousands of dollars if your website is not GREC compliant. So we'll start at the top of our marketing profile and work our way down. Here you will have your photo, you want to have your headshot, and then your team logo. Both of these are going to be 360 by 360 images. They want command wants it to be a square because it loads into this circle. And so if it is not within that 360 by 360 or a square image, it will get distorted and look funny. For a team logo here, this is if you have a logo for your own personal business, or if you are on a team. If you don't have a team logo, you can always just use a standard KW logo. You could use the KW First Atlanta logo if you wanted to. We're going to use that again later on. But just note that you want this to be in 360 by 360 pixels. Last week on the create marketing material classes in Command, we talked through how to create your own custom design, and you can make a 360 by 360 image there for your headshot and logos. Below here, want to scroll down, make sure that all of your information is there. And some of this information is required. So if it has an asterisk, you will need to put something there. And a slogan is required. So I just put the best realtor in Atlanta. A quick bio here. One thing I want to point out, if you have a long bio, you can put it here. There's some weird hiccups on the agent profile widget, but go ahead and you can put your full, very long bio here if you'd like. And then your phone number, office phone, fax. I would go ahead and make sure that you have the office fax number, anything that you can put on the website that is going to have that 1-to-1 ratio of your agent information and agent contact information to the office contact information. You want that 1-to-1 ratio. For your website here, this is going to be required, even though it says it's not required when we try to go through and add some widgets to your website. So what you'll want to do is go ahead and type in http:// and then for now you can just type in www.google.com, and then we can always come back and edit this based on what you decide your KW agent website is going to be. Scrolling down, we have our Market Center brokerage logo. Again, this is a 360 by 360 image, and this is going to be the First Atlanta logo. As I mentioned last week, if you do not have the Keller Williams First Atlanta logos, that's a-okay. You can go to rawlsgrouphelpdesk.com, and Scott Hardy has already uploaded all the files and different assets and different versions of it. And you can pick the one that works best for you. We want to fill in all of the market center information here. This is really important to make sure that your website is GREC compliant. Scrolling down, our legal footer. I just put Nicholas Core Realtor with Keller Williams First Atlanta, and I can also add each office is independently owned and operated. Just something there. This is going to become is important to have, especially if you want to send out email newsletters, which I know is not what we're talking about today. But I ran into this with an agent last week trying to set up some newsletters. Scrolling down, we have legal footer links. So in the state of Georgia, we are not required to have any links to go out to any supplemental information. But if you do want to link out maybe to a fair housing website or the ARA or the National Association of Realtors, you can add those links here. Super easy, just click add link and then title and URL. Same thing with legal footer images. If you want to include maybe the fair housing logo, the realtor logo, any other designation logos that you have, you can add those here, and they recommend a size of 128 by 48. And you could do the same process in designs as we did with the logos. Scrolling down, we have our social URLs. If you have or you use any social media platforms for your real estate business, go ahead and add these URLs here. It's going to save you so much time having to type in these addresses every single time you want to use them across command. And for your agent website, the website will automatically include those links for visitors to click to continue to get to know more about you and engage with you. Scrolling down, we have our Google Analytics ID. This is going to be kind of like an agent website 3 or 4.0 feature. You don't need this at all unless you are doing lots of paid search. Otherwise, you don't really need to have Google tracking people that go to your website for remarketing purposes. So don't stress about having that. Once you've gone through your agent, your marketing profile, I'm going to click save. Your marketing profile was successful. So I am good to go. Any questions on the marketing profile before we jump into the actual agent website?
No.
All right. So to get started with our agent websites, I'm going to click on the consumer applet, which is going to be the last icon on the bottom list of our different applets. And the reason it's consumer is because everything that we're going to do here within this applet is going to be consumer facing. It's going to default here into my agent site pages tab. And you can see I have a couple different pages here. But, well, I guess we can just go ahead and get started here. Actually, no, I want to do some other settings first. So before we actually get started on playing around with any of the websites on the different pages on our website, I'm going to click up here on site and app settings. And this is going to kind of help me go through and configure my website and some of the pieces of information on there. So this is the general tab. So here's going to be my agent site hero text. Find your new home here. You can always come back and edit any of these pieces of information, which is really helpful, especially if you want to add or change some of your hero site images. It should have 5 in rotation. I think I've deleted one just from a previous training, but you can also upload any images from command as well within designs. You have full copyright permissions. I do want to point out though, that if you have images from a listing, you do need to get written permission from the photographer to use that image, because my understanding is that if you pay for listing photos, you are paying for the permission to use those photos to market that specific property. You do not have permission to market yourself and your services as a realtor. So just make sure you get those permissions, because that, again, could be a pretty hefty fine. Same thing with any other licensed or trademarked copywritten image on the internet. Scrolling down, virtual tours. So if you have a virtual tour, and this became really popular, especially as COVID first hit in summer 2020. If you have I don't know, one of the 3D tours of a home, or if you have a video walkthrough of your home, you can add that to your listing here. So you can select your listing, and then you can search, just go through here and search for your listing. So I don't have any active listings right now, which is fine. And then you could edit your active tours. And then I guess I would have to go through here and actually have a listing, but then you can add in a URL. So that way when people are on your website, they would be able to see the video image, the video tour, and have access to that information. Yep. Scrolling up, the next tab is our URLs. So here is where you can set your subdomain for your KW agent website. So you'll notice here, mine is defaults to nicholascore.kw.com. You can have this be whatever it is that you want. And if you want to change it, you can just type in whatever you want. So this would be nicholascore@kwfa, click Save Changes. Click Yes. And now this is my new subdomain. So you can make that whatever you want. I just want to leave it at nicholascore.kw.com. One thing I want to point out is that we still do not have the ability to use vanity URLs. So I own the URL nicholascore.com. And previously, when we had Placer websites, I was able to set up my website so that way it would automatically go to nicholascore.com, would automatically load in my Placer URL, and people wouldn't be able to tell the difference. Right now, through my GoDaddy account, I have to set up my nicholascore.com URL to forward to nicholascore.kw.com. It is expected in the future, and hopefully closer sooner than later, that we are able to use vanity URLs for agent websites in Command. And then down here, we have our app URL. So this is a URL that you could give to people to download your app and have it be set directly to you as their go-to agent. I would recommend just kind of copying this, because you can put this in your email signature. There's a couple different widgets within the agent website that we're going to play around with that will use this. So I would go ahead and kind of keep this on hand. Next tab is our featured listings. So based on feedback from lots of agents, we had asked to have featured listings included on our homepage. So that way, one of the benefits of working with me as an agent is that I have a ton of people coming to my agent website, and I want all those people to see all the listings that I have. So my clients know that I am working my hardest to market and get that listing out to as many people as possible. So here you can update your headline. I have Nicholas Core Real Estate Group's newest listings. And then you can come down here and click Select Listings. And it's going to be the same process of searching. Now over here, it's going to default to show only my listings. But you can click on all listings and then just type in 1234 Main Street. And then here's just a bunch of different, So I can just click, whatever these little main streets are, and then add this as a featured listing. Now, if you do not currently have any listings, do not worry about it. You are able to add listings from First Atlanta with permission of the listing agent. So I would recommend, maybe befriending or reaching out to a top agent and say, hey, I saw you have a handful of listings. Would you mind if I included those as a featured listing on my website? more than likely that agent is going to say, oh yeah, absolutely, because the more eyes they can get on it, the better. And it's also going to then position you as a seasoned professional to people that that know you and be like, wow, like Nick already has all these listings. He must really be working hard and doing something right. The next tab is going to be our theme. And here we just have two different options for our theme. It's red and dark. Really, the only difference here is going to be that KW logo. And then the line is either lines and outlines will be red or this dark grayish color, black color. That's really it. The last tab here is our agent site pages. And this is where we're going to come when we want to actually manage which pages appear on our website. So, excuse me, we are going to come back here in just a few moments. Any questions on any of the tabs here in the site and app settings before we actually jump into building and editing our agent sites? All right, so I'm going to click on agent site pages. Now you'll notice here, I have a couple of pages. You should have, I believe when you get started 3, you should have an about page, a contact page, and then a profile page or team profile page. I've kind of gone through a handful of trainings, so I've edited and messed with those all sorts of times. But what we'll want to do here is go through and edit those pages. So I can over here for About Nick, I can click on these 3 dots and click edit. One thing I want to point out really quickly before we start editing is you'll notice that these little icons here are grayed out. That means that these are not active pages on my website. I will, in the site and app settings, we'll go through later on how to actually set these as active, but because I had changed my subdomain, they're not active. But if they were active, these would be highlighted blue. So I'm going to click on the About Nick page. You can click on any of the pages that are currently in your agent site pages list. Click on 3 dots and then click edit. And that's going to take me into the web page editor. This is a very similar system to setting up email templates, similar widgets and functionality. It's pretty easy. The KWRI Labs team have gone through to try to make this as simple as possible. So over here, or in the left-hand side, you can see this is going to be a preview of the information on my agent site. On the right-hand side, I have a list of widgets. So here are 8 different widgets that will automatically help design my website. And at the bottom, I have content blocks, so images and text. So if I want to kind of start building my own. One thing I want to point out is that on any page, any page on your agent website has to have at least 1 widget. That's just the way they set it up. So at least 1 widget. So here for, I have my profile. So this is the agent profile widget. You can see it automatically pulls in my headshot, my name, Realtor Nicholas Core Real Estate Group. Here's my bio and contact information. All of this information is pulled in directly from my marketing profile. That being said, I still have the ability to edit and maybe update or change some of the information. In the bottom right-hand corner of the page, you'll see this button that says Configure Widgets. Anytime you add a widget or you go through on a web page, you do want to click on the Configure Widget. And this is going to give you the ability to go through, double check the information, update, and make sure everything is correct. So I have page title. I can change this to About Nicholas Core, Realtor at Nicholas Core Real Estate Group. My bio, learn more about Nicholas Core. And then here is my bio right here. It's pretty short. I just need to, go through and probably spend some more time writing one out. And then contact title, contact Nicholas, and then my phone number and my email address. If these pieces of information are not in your marketing profile, you will have to manually add them here, which is not a huge deal. But you'll also notice that some of these have red asterisks next to them, letting you know that they are required. So if you do not add them and you click Save and Apply, it will not actually be able to save and set your profile live. So let me just click save and apply one more time. Good to go. And I can see here that for agent profile, it has a green check mark, and that lets me know that I successfully configured that widget, so it is good to go. So I'm going to click publish page. We have published the changes to your agent site. You will now be redirected to agent site pages. So that is how you can kind of go in and make or edit that first page. So you can do that same process for any of the other pages that you have. So here for the contact page, I can click on these three dots, click edit. It's going to take me right back into this page. And here's the contact form. So that way, if someone is like, oh, is on my website, I'm like, oh, actually, I really do want to reach out to Nick. Here's a place where they can fill in their name. And this information would go directly into my inbox. And I would also get a new contact in command letting me know, hey, check out this person that is interested in working with you. Down here in the bottom right-hand corner, I can click on configure widgets and I can edit any of the information here. So contact the Nicholas Core Real Estate Group, your contact us text body. So this is the text over here. Now, one thing I want to point out that I think is pretty cool is here for message. You can see we have a message placeholder and this text is kind of grayed out. We have the ability to edit that text. So this I have, are you looking to buy or sell? What is your time frame? Where are you in your search? What is your budget? Have you spoken with a lender, been pre-qualified? These are some prompts that I want someone to let me know if they're reaching out to me to get started on their real estate journey. As soon as they start typing into this text box on the actual website, this text will disappear. But it's just a great way to help get them to provide the information that's going to be most beneficial. So that way you can really have a productive conversation when you do have the time to reach out to them and have your consultation. Everything looks good to go. So I'm going to click save and apply. Then I'm going to click publish page and then click yes. All right, so we've gone through and quickly updated the pre-made pages for us. I think you should have another one for your team page, but it's the same process of just clicking on those three dots. Now let's walk through creating a new page from scratch. So to do that, up in the top right-hand corner, I'm going to click on create a new page. And this is going to ask me if I want to create a new page on my agent site or as a landing page. When creating a page for your agent website, always select on my agent site. Landing pages are a little bit different, and we're going to talk through those on Thursday. Similar functionality, but totally different in where they live and how long they live. So we'll click on my agent site, create page. And this is going to take us right here to this page editor. I always like to start at the top of things in Command and kind of work my way down. So the first thing I want to do is give this new page a name. So let's highlight all this and let's name this TC Training 6/13/22. All right. And now what we'll do is go through and let's use the company profile. So I have to use one of these widgets. So I'll just click on the company profile and drag it over here. Pretty simple, bunch of placeholders. Now, I want to point out is if you notice up here in the top right-hand corner, it doesn't give me the ability to save this page because it says to publish this page, click the configure widgets button and fill in all the required fields. So it's going to make sure that I have all this information filled in before it will show up on my website. If you want to use any other widgets, you can. Super simple. I'm going to click on configure widgets. And now for the company profile, I know I do not have a green check mark here, so that lets me know I need to complete this. So I'm just going to click on it and start at the top and work my way down. Let's do get to know the Nicholas or, oh. We only have 30 characters. All right. I'll just have it at that as that for now. Intro text. Here's just some placeholder text so I can highlight all of that. Get to know the Nicholas or Real Estate Group at Keller Williams, First Atlanta. We are a premium. I'm just kind of making stuff up here. Real estate resource for all of our clients. Whatever you kind of want, some stuff there. Here, this is going to be a placeholder image. You can leave this image as you want, but if you do want to edit that, you can. You can just click on the edit or upload button there. Scrolling down, we have two different sections here. So section 1, just maybe do working with buyers. And then some section 1 text. It is important that buyers understand the process of buying a new home in this competitive market. Our team provides hands-on assistance and to ensure clients can make the best possible decision with their money. So I'm, again, just all making this up. So we can just have this be work with buyers, and then we can have add an image here. And this is a square image, so 1 by 1. I'm just going to upload an image. I have a couple saved on my computer. So I'll just click that, click open, and it's going to upload that image. Now you'll notice that none of these things are actually uploading or updating as I'm editing this column. That's a-okay. It'll update once I click save and apply. And then we'll do the same thing here for section 2. Working with sellers. It is a seller's market, but you still need to be effective when marketing your home. We can help with that. Really just making up simple things here. And then we'll do another thing, a section 2 image. So let me just click on this. Let's add a random image to upload. And then the footer section here, we can name this areas of expertise around Atlanta. And then I can go over here and I can just type in, Sandy Springs, Dunwoody, Brookhaven, Midtown, West Midtown, Alpharetta, all sorts of places. And then I'm going to click save and apply. And now it's going to update all this information. So I can get an idea of what it looks like. Everything looks good to go. Then I'm going to click Save Changes. And now it's going to continue to the site and app settings page. Perfect. So I'm going to come back here to my agent site pages really quickly. So now you can see that my 3 original pages now have the highlighted preview eye that lets me know that they are live after I went through and I updated my subdomain. However, the agent page that I just made today with today's date is not available. This is not an active subpage. So I have to set this up to be live. So the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to click on Site and App Settings up here in the top right-hand corner. And then I'm going to click on Agent Site Pages. And this is where we're going to manage the actual pages that are live on our website. Over here on the left-hand side, these are going to be the list of pages that are live on the site. So I can see I have my contact page, the test page that I have, and then about me. Now I want to add a page. I want to add today's page. It's going to show me a list of all of the pages that I've created, and I'm going to use today's page. Thankfully, they are set up in chronological order, so the most recent page will be at the top of this list. So I'm going to click continue. Now it's going to require that I fill in all of this information, so a page title, URL, slug, and description. So I'm going to name this about Nicholas or real estate group. URL slug, I'm just going to do NKREG. Your URL slug is going to be, so my agent website is nicholascore.kw.com. The URL slug is going to be after the .kw.com. It'll be a / and then this is going to be the information after that. So you can see here, HTTPS, and then nicholascore.kw.com / NKREG. You can have this be whatever you want, but there are no spaces or special characters allowed in the URL slug. For the SEO description, this is what's going to help your website rank higher and higher and higher in Google. I do just want to clarify, though, that as there are hundreds of thousands of KW websites and there are hundreds of thousands of realtors, so while it will help your rankings, the likelihood that within the first year or so that you're on those first page of results with just a very basic agent website is going to be very slim. So here I'm going to update this and say, get to know the Nicholas Core Real Estate Group at Keller Williams First Atlanta. Give us a call at 404-414-8238 or 404-531-5700. So some key things, I have my name of my group, Keller Williams First Atlanta, phone number, and this is just a brief description of it. If they click on this page, they're going to get to know the Nicholas Core Real Estate Group. So I'm going to click Save. And now my settings have been successfully saved. Over here on the right-hand side, it adds this new page at the bottom of the list. Now, if for whatever reason I want to reorder the list of pages that I have, I can do that here by clicking on these 6 dots to the left of the name of the page and just drag that into whatever order I want. Settings are updated successfully. I always like to click Save. So now I am going to come back over here to my URL. Actually, let me click on General. I think we have everything covered. So let's come back here to Agent Site Pages and then see your configured agent site here. I'm going to click on this URL. Now it's going to open up a new tab. This is going to be my agent site. So you can see up here in the top left-hand corner is my First Atlanta logo, my personal logo. This here, where it says Nicholas Core Real Estate Group, comes from my team name in my marketing profile. Scrolling down here, find your new home here. This is that hero text. Now you'll notice that the bulk, well, this entire page is taken up with the ability for search. That is set up on purpose that our agent websites are meant to go head to head with Zillow, Realtor, Trulia, so people can come and search for all of their real estate needs here without having to worry about Zillow or anyone else tracking their data. And it helps us manage that relationship with our clients, because if we can see they're starting to save homes or they're looking at different parts of town, we can help navigate those conversations with our clients accordingly. Scrolling down, here is
Hello, Nick.
yeah.
This is Nina. Hi. I noticed that the header was actually cycling through the pictures that you have. So is that something that it will automatically do? Is just automatically change the page there, landing page?
Yeah, so the landing page itself isn't changing, but over here in command, I can just show you, it'd be a little bit easier. If I come over here to my site and app settings, and then within the general tab, you can see these are these 4 images that I have as my agent site hero images. And
Yes.
it just rotates through any of the images that I have here. So I can have up to 5, but if you don't want it to rotate, you can just delete 4 of them and leave 1.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. So we come back over here. So they can search for sale or for rent. Scrolling down, here are my newest listings. So these are the listings that I have set up. So that way my clients can come here and see, oh, wow, here are these listings that I have. Interested, let's talk. This is just an automatic widget here that will have the ability for clients to leave their contact information. And then down here, we have our office information. So again, ensuring that we are GRET compliant. And then we have our footer down, our legal footer, Nicholas Core Realtor with Keller Williams First Atlanta. Each office is independently owned and operated. Which I guess I don't need because it looks like it's already down there. So perfect. Scrolling back up. Here where it says Nicholas Core Real Estate Group, I can click on this down arrow, and here is going to be all of the pages that I've created. So about the Nicholas Core Real Estate Group, about me, my test, contact, and then here are the links to my social pages. So by having added the links to my social pages, these will automatically be included as places where clients can click on my website. So I'm going to click here on the About Nicholas Core Real Estate Group. And this is the page that I just created a minute ago. So Nicholas Core Real Estate Group, all the text that I added, working with buyers. Here's my image, working with sellers. Now this image here, you can see is not originally a square 1x1 image. So it is kind of deformed, which is fine. But I would recommend that you actually use a square image here. And then areas of expertise around Atlanta. And at the bottom of every page, it will give your clients the ability to click interested, let's talk. And then again, all of our information. So I can just kind of click through, double check all these, make sure things look good to go. Here's my about page. Here's my contact page. So here's that text that I was mentioning earlier with some prompts of information that your clients can leave you. And then as soon as they start typing in, that text goes away. And then here's my contact information. I'm going to click on the home button, go back. Another thing I want to point out here is up in the top right-hand corner is that your clients have the ability to sign up or log in. That way they can create their own profile so they can come back and they can reference any of the homes that they saved and whatnot. We'll talk a little bit more about that in the mobile app because it's similar functionality. What questions do you have on building, setting up, editing your website? We've kind of talked through a lot. We've started with our marketing profile, that went into the consumer applet, did an overview of the settings, then went through and edited the pages that were already set up for us, added a new page, set that page live, and came to our agent site. What questions do you have? Anything I can clarify for you this morning? All right. Well, if there aren't any questions, that is our training for today. As you start to build out your agent website, please do not hesitate to reach out. I'm happy to jump on a call, or we can set up some one-on-one time to go through any of this information in more depth one-on-one. Well, have a great Monday and an awesome week, and I will talk to you all later. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.